Weight loss is hard. It is very hard. And I don't have an update necessarily for you guys, like a structured weekly video. Today, I really just wanted to come and just have a conversation about how things are going. I feel like I can be so torn in just showing up, being myself, um, having conversation with people versus putting on my business hat and my coaching hat and using just trying to be strategic and how I share information and I can if I can be honest, I really don't want to do that on this channel. Like I have a coaching page where I educate and I share like tips and things like that. I really would like for this channel to be a community of people that I don't know, share wins with each other. Like I really feel big about sharing and celebrating other people's successes because I don't feel like enough people have enough people in their corner because, all the emotional, the mental stuff that other people are dealing with, they may not have the capacity, right? That's one thing. So I really want this channel to be a place where people can just celebrate and be encouraged and be real and share things that is not working so that other people can just say, I hear you, I understand. Now get up. So that's kind of what I want this to be as far as the community. I'm just trying to get comfortable in the car, y'all. I had to come in the car. That's another thing. I come in the car. I'm a divorced mom of three girls, and today is Sunday. So my apartment is like just loud. And that's fine because that's just what it is. It's just like I just wanted a little space. Like, do y'all relate? Do y'all come and sit in the car? Do y'all come and sit in the car and just like, check out, just have a little mental break, read, watch YouTube? I don't know. But I started off this video by saying, this is me going back to my structure. I started off this video by saying that I wanted weight loss is hard because I have really been I've really been putting in work. And yes, I've been putting in work physically, but I'm talking about and I'm about to cry, Lord, not today. But I'm really talking about the emotional part of losing weight. I'm talking about the no longer stuffing the feelings. I'm talking about feeling every ounce of the emotions. And like what I really sometimes, and I'm a believer, so sometimes and I say this in my flesh, like in my body, I want to react and I want to give people how I feel with my words in a very strong way. And I know from personal experience, being on the other side of that, it doesn't feel good. And I know that when you do it, it doesn't feel good. And so I am putting in the mental work that it takes to reprogram and rewire my brain as it relates to me going to food, like for everything. When I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm anxious, when I'm worried, when I'm stressed, when I'm mad, everything, like everything. And so breaking up with food, is really just really what it's about. And it's really like a breakup, right? And the thing about this type of breakup, which really, and this is why I would say, like in my other videos, I am seeing the correlation between my healing after divorce and breaking up with food. This is why, right? With the divorce, you're breaking up, you're pulling apart these two lives. You have children that still remain. If you have children, my circumstance, I have children that still remain. And it's like, this person, it's like I see you, or I hear about you, or I hear your voice, or I see your children, and it's like I gotta re-mourn all over again. Like in the beginning, that's how it was, and it was just really difficult because I would see things in my daughters that remind me of my ex-husband. I'm like, good God! And in that moment, it was very triggering. Like it was super triggering for me to see little things in my daughters and little things that I had come to be okay with, even little things that I liked about my ex-husband. And I was like, I'm triggered now because I'm so torn. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I would be so torn. Like, okay, how do I want to feel about this? What is the best way to handle, you know, my daughters looking like their dad? How do I want to approach that from the mom perspective? And, you know, God help me with my heart around it, and I say all of that because it's like that with food. Like, I see the food, I feel the stress of life, you know, doing this on my own, taking care of my daughters on my own right now. And I'm praying for my ex-husband that he would just, you know, like, more than he does anything for us, that he would surrender his life to God. And that would cause him to just desire to just want to be more, do more, have more as it relates to his daughters' lives. And so it's just like, I see those things. I get those reminders of the food and what it's done for me and how I can go, and so the stress that I would normally run to food for out of just reaction, it's like I'm so much more aware of that. And so it's like those moments where, you know, you can decide, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to go eat the cake? Like, I don't know. It's just very, it takes a lot of effort. That's what I'm trying to say. It takes a lot of effort, and, just deciding that you're going to do life a different way and that you're going to put in the work. You're going to put in the emotional work that it takes to transform your life, right? And not just transform, and but transform my life for my daughters because they're watching. And one thing I know about kids is they don't do what's taught, they do what's caught, okay? So they catching all the things. And so I'm really just, you know, in the moment today, feeling the weight, feeling the stress of life. And, I understand my faith in God, and I understand that He is there with me, and I understand that this is just a moment in time. However, I'd like to really just acknowledge that there are these moments, and nothing but just that I understand. I understand that you're putting in work. I'm putting in work physically, emotionally, all of it. So I get it. I get it. I get it when you want to. And you know what? I get it when I'm at the place now that I've been making good decisions in those moments. But I know what it's like to give into those moments and just feel bad and beat yourself up. And then I know what it's like to give into those moments and be like, hey, it is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right. We're going to keep moving. We're going to get up. So I've grown in, my responses and everything like that. But I also just know that, and I expect it, that as I continue in this journey to becoming the best version of me, and, from my other channel, or I may post this over there too, but, from healing and thriving after divorce, the thriving part of life is dealing with the things that no longer serve me, and overeating, being obese, not being fit, not being as active as I would desire. Listen, those things no longer serve me, and I have to admit that, and I'm aware of those things. And then it just takes effort and intention, faith in God, that that there's more, there's hope. I have hope that there's more and better days are absolutely coming, and I'm planting seeds, right? I feel like every single workout I do is a seed. Do you hear me? Every single weight that I lift, every arm movement that I lift, every squat, every step, everything I put in my mouth and track, right? Every day that I stay within my calories, every day that I focus on my protein, every day that I drink my water, I feel like those are seeds. And I am realistic in knowing that seeds are not immediate. They're not instant gratification, as I am accustomed to doing with food. And so I am along for the journey. The journey being that you don't arrive at a place. So I have to take time to enjoy, embrace, reflect, every step I take. And so I just think it's super important, and I wanted to share this part of the journey with you guys. I just did an updated video for my week 8, and I'm really proud of myself. And I set a new goal for by Thanksgiving to be at a specific number. This is the strategy part, right? This is me not saying the numbers. So it helps that you would go and watch that video to give me some views on that video and comment over there. But I'm being honest though. Go watch it. And so I have some goals set for November for Thanksgiving. And yeah, I'm embracing the journey. I'm embracing the journey, and it doesn't always feel like rainbows and butterflies. I don't even know how a rainbow feels. It doesn't look like rainbows and butterflies because those are beautiful things. And it doesn't feel like warm fuzzies. There we go. I like the way that sounds. There is effort. There is discomfort, right? There's discomfort in not doing what you're used to doing and eating what you're used to eating and talking how you used to talk and thinking how you used to think, right? It's like, I promise y'all, I'm gonna share this last story. I'm getting off. This morning I woke up, and today's Sunday, and so I have my daughters let it close out at night because what I've learned about daughters is that they and I we have gone through a whole process of, when you lay something out, you need to make sure that that's what you're going to want to wear. You need to try it on, see how it fits, because what we're not going to do is change your mind in the morning, right? And if you need to have two outfits, that's completely fine. That's fine. But you're gonna pick between these two because we not have time for all these accessories and whatnot. I digress. But so we let our clothes out, right? And then I got up this morning, and what I've been spending time with God, and He has been downloading things to me. And so, like Monday through Friday, we've been reading the book of John for this month. I'm doing a 10-day study on my divorce channel in the book of Esther. Today's the last day. Felt led, like, okay, the last few days, I felt led to like even read more, right? And so I feel like God is calling me to more, but that's not even the point of this story. I literally felt like God was like, okay, you need to have some of me right now, because I got up and I started walking through the house, starting to get ready, and I started to see stuff everywhere, and I was like, y'all about to get it, like, and that's how I felt. I didn't do that, right? I understand my emotions enough to know like that's not helpful. But sometimes I will say something, and that is where God is having me. This is the point. He was like, I heard him so clearly. It was like, don't say nothing about that right now. I was like, dang, gum. It was so clear, crisp, loud. It was like everything got silenced. It was like, Kofia, don't say nothing about that right now. I was like, what? I was like, I'm going to need something else then, Lord. I'm going to need you to do something else. So I sat down at the computer where I do my studies and stuff. And I felt like I was like, I don't even know what to read. What am I supposed to read? And it was like, okay, today's 29th. Go to Proverbs 29. Went to Proverbs 29. You know, the very first verse in Proverbs 29 says something to the effect of, I don't have my Bible here, but it's like the person who is basically corrected and reproved often over time basically gets broken down. Okay. And to me, it has a couple different ways you can interpret it. But like to me, in that moment, when I was dealing with my daughters who don't even know I was dealing with them, Holy Spirit was like, when you overcorrect, when you like you over teach some things, you get to a point where they necks get so stiff and they get broken down. You don't want that. And so he has me in this place of be quiet, sit with it, treat them in kindness. You're not being manipulative. You are managing your emotions. Even sometimes I would feel like at the beginning of me like processing my emotions, I knew that if something were to happen, I get into it with somebody, not like have a misunderstanding, right? And my feelings get hurt, because that's usually what happens. My feelings get hurt, and so usually I would just lash out, right? And I understand that that's not helpful. So I stopped lashing out. And so then I began to okay, maybe I need to like say how I feel. So I started to say how I feel. That's kind of like the process that he kind of took me through. Say how I feel in the moment. Then I'm at the place where it's like, okay, I need to make sure that there's three things: the timing, the tact, and the tone. Is this the right time? Is this the right tact? Like, are you in the right state of mind? Like, are you coming at them properly? And then do you have the right tone? And now where I feel like God is having me like really just kind of uproot some things is that me not dealing with it in the moment almost feels like betrayal and that might be a strong word, but it feels like I'm being fake. It kind of feels like I'm being fake because like I have this thing that I want to talk to you about, but I also now I know it's not the right time, right? This is not the appropriate time. I can gather that because I want you to receive what I'm trying to say, but now I still need to deal with you. Like I still need to like interact with you. And that to me kind of felt fake. And so he's dealing with me like, no, that's maturity, baby. That's maturity. And so it's like, okay, this is not the right time. I still haven't said nothing. I'm so proud. God, thank you. I still haven't said anything. I still haven't said anything to them about, oh no, I did say something. I did say something. But I was like, y'all gonna help me clean up this house. Or I can clean it up by myself, but y'all not about to sit and watch the tablets while I do it. That's a whole nother topic. So, but the point I'm trying to make is, and I hope these videos are okay. Like, it may not get a bunch of views, and I understand that, but I need to get this out. But the point I'm trying to make was, I literally had to. I'm in a space where God is like, I need you to operate at the highest level and trust that because it's different for you doesn't mean it's negative. Because my perspective of different, not dealing with it in the moment, or like still having to engage with you, knowing that I feel this, and I feel like, man, this is probably so helpful in marriages. Like how much better would my marriage have been if I had learned how to, you know, have a problem with you and not deal with you based on the problem I have with you, right? I deal with you based on the love that God has given me to love you with. And then we deal with the problem when we deal with the problem. And usually when it's not so emotionally charged, that is a lesson. That is a lesson. So that's the lesson I feel like God is teaching me, especially throughout this situation today, this morning. And so it's just like, it's okay. You'll handle like he's telling me, you'll handle the conversation when you'll handle it. It's not like you're going to not address it. You're not going to let it fester, right? It's not going to be something where you're like, oh, by the way, no, it's not going to be that. It'll be a way that's best received, that I can get my point across, feel like I'm heard and seen, but also doesn't damage my daughters and how they feel and their self-esteem. Yeah, so that is where I am today, guys. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm going to post this video just like this, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I'm not even looking in the camera over there. It's all these little things about this structure that God has really dealt with me on and showed me how to do business in a way to do that. But he also showed me like it doesn't like it don't always have to be that. Like that's not what it always has to be. So thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. I appreciate y'all's time. If you like more content like this, I'm gonna do more of this. Um, if you don't, still subscribe because we're on the GLP-1 journey together, or there's something about it that attracted you to this channel, to my channel. So hit the notification. Look, this is what you gotta tell people. Hit the notification button, turn it on so that you will be notified when I go live, because I do plan to go live, and when my videos post. And then subscribe to the channel so that you can get the notification, because you can't get the notifications unless you subscribe. And then let me know in the comments, like, out of all of the shenanigans that I share with you today, one, I know it's okay because I'm sharing it and I feel comfortable sharing it, but does any of this resonate with you? And yeah, let's have a conversation. And I would love for this community to just be a space. Like, I just want to host a space where we could just be our authentic selves and become the best version of our authentic self, like be fully authentic, but also becoming who God has called us to be still. Like, we're not stagnant. This is a growth environment, right? So we don't stay in that place, but we don't we don't look down on other people because we're not where they are. So, all right, y'all. Y'all go be great. By what? Master what's on your plate. We'll talk soon. And if I had not told y'all who I was, I'm Kofia. Coach Kofia. I don't know if I said that at all, but we'll talk later. Bye. Man.